A lot of the people giving financial advice, all they know is a bull market. You see, they were born, just prior to 2008. They're now probably, let's say, 25 years old. They're financial planners, real estate brokers. And all they know is the S&P keeps going up. Don't fight the Fed. But unfortunately, without financial education in our schools, you can't blame them, but they don't know what a bear market looks like. And they don't know what inflation looks like, because inflation has made them rich. Because the Fed, 40% of all money was printed in the last 2 years or something like that. I don't know if it's true or not. But the M2, the money supply, is so huge today because they're trying to prevent the balloon collapsing. Take financial advice, be careful on their age. The four people in capital or money all throughout the world. You have employees, small business, self-employed. You have big business, 500 employees or more. And you have I, it stands for insider. It doesn't stand for investor. So I always invest from the inside. And people say, well, isn't insider trading illegal? Yeah, for these guys. It's legal for these guys. The other thing is taxes, like Ocasio-Cortez, she's a communist from New York. She says, tax the rich. Well, the only people that pay taxes are employees. They pay 40%. This is global. It's pretty much set by the central banks like the Rothschilds. And then S, the small business, the small entrepreneur, somebody says, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. They pay 60% taxes. So the small entrepreneur is crushed all from the start. But big business is 500 employees or more, defined by the Internal Revenue Service, the tax department, is 20%, and insiders pay 0. So when I was about 18 years old, my rich dad pulls me aside, because this is my poor dad here. Go to school, get a job. My mom wanted to become a doctor. And I'm going, you have to be smart. S stands for smart. She said, you're right, don't be a doctor. And B stands for big business, entrepreneur. This is Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and all those guys. And I is an insider. But I said, okay, the goal of a real entrepreneur, this guy here, is take your company public and get listed. So that's what.
And so that quadrant shows people where they want to be. It shows that most people are pushed into that E. And when Ocasio says tax the rich, she's actually talking about taxing the everyday person.
Yeah, and let me say again, because I studied oil at the Academy in New York, military school, when Biden took the pipeline off the line, I got richer. Do you know what I mean? Oil went from $30 a barrel to $130, but unfortunately, it destroyed the middle class.
Robert, my dad is probably a year or two older than you, and we're seeing a huge baby boom population in America that's in retirement or going into retirement and now facing this economy, stocks going down, inflation. You've talked about a retirement crisis. What is going on there, and why do we have to be worried about it?
Well, here's my proof. Again, so if you're like 50 years old right now and you have a government pension or an IRA or a 401k or whatever, RRSP in Canada or a super in Australia, I would get this book here. Because the purpose of money was, as Fuller said in his book, Grudge of Giants, the purpose of the financial system was to steal your wealth. And that's a pretty radical statement. And so that's why I said I was a very confused young man, having a rich dad and a poor dad, and then studying with Fuller, who my poor dad loved, and my rich dad had no idea who he was. So I had to listen to two different points of view. Again, economics is basically a religion. And the question is, which religion do you want to follow? Tax the rich or don't pay taxes? Put your money in an IRA or don't put any money in the stock market. So I own no stocks except the companies I took public. I'm a capitalist.
You said I doesn't stand for investment, it stands for insider. Can you talk about that term, insider, and how can people become insiders?
Well, there's many ways. It's the moment you go into, I love real estate because the moment you go into real estate, I'm using debt. And the moment I use debt, I pay no taxes. And all the other financial planners, they tell you get out of debt. And so the moment I go into real estate, I'm an insider. So I actually control it. I don't care if it's a little 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom house or whatever it is. I'm now in control of the deal. I'm the manager. But when you give your money to a mutual fund, then you're hiring a manager, and supposedly an ETF it's automatically managed for you. But I was about 18. I had to make up my mind which one was I going to be. Then my education changed. It always changed. And so I do have a college degree. It's a Bachelor of Science. Made me a rich man. But you have to choose your degree. But what made me rich is I also have my rich dad's information is I invest in the oil well, not the oil stock. And I'll say it again. The Fed cannot print oil.
Yeah. So you like things that can't be made up, which is oil,
correct,
real estate, gold, silver, and sometimes some crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which we can get into.
Yeah.
But you like to hold real assets.
I think it's like the name of your show, real. I want real. And real to me, because I'm tactile, see, touch, and feel it. I control it. I can taste it. So I just recently, like food is real. So I bought a Japanese Wagyu bull, and it's high return on that because all that guy has to do is sit around, eat, and ejaculate semen. And by the way, I was so shy in high school. I didn't even kiss a bull. And I used to go to the dairy up the street, and this is in Hawaii, Hilo, Hawaii. And I'd watch the breeding bull. He'd sit there like this, and they'd bring all the cows in. And that guy just sat there having sex all day long. So at the age of about 15, I said, my God, I want to be a breeding bull. So at my age, I can't breed much. I bought a Japanese breeding bull, a Wagyu bull. And the reason I bought Wagyu and not bull, Wagyu is a brand. And because it's a rich man's brand, as you know, the rich will always have money. So they'll always order Wagyu. I'm happy with hamburger. But it's a matter of understanding these quadrants here, which is book 2 in the Rich Dad series. And then I had to make decisions, where did I want to operate from? The difference is different types of education. So this is my poor dad here, go to school, get a job. My mom wanted to become a doctor, but I flunked out of school. I'm not smart. I'm not academically inclined. I'm not good with math. I can't write. It's amazing, isn't it, what I write. But on this side here is I can put businesses together, and I like being an insider. So I'm an insider. I don't just buy gold. I own the gold mine. I own the silver mine.